Hey guys, welcome back. This is the part 2 of using window functions in SQL. So in the previous video, we went over some of the window functions used for ranking. And if you haven't already checked it out, I'll provide the link in the description below. You can check it out here. And in this tutorial, I'm going to go over these two window functions that are used to fetch or get data from previous row or the next row. So I'm gonna go over lag and lead. Okay, so in this example, I'm just gonna select from this table. So here I have a stock date, then I have the symbol, so Apple here, and then Google here, and then I have the stock price at the close of the day. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write, let's just select from this. So I am gonna select, let's say, the stock date, symbol, close price. I'm going to select all of these columns again, and then now what I want to see is I want to see the previous row for each one of them to get like what was the price like yesterday or the last price. So I want to get like the previous value, and then I'm going to say lag, and here I'm just going to put like the value here, so close price, and then this is the offset value. So I'm just asking it to look at like the previous value, so the offset is 1. If I say 2 here, it's gonna look at the value that was there like 2 rows behind. So the offset, I'm just gonna leave it as 1, and then here's the syntax. I'm gonna do or, and I'm gonna do order by stock date, and then I can just give it an alias. I'm gonna say as previous day price. Okay, so this is the syntax. So order by is required. If I don't do order by, it's gonna fail. So let's just execute it now, and let me also order by symbol and then the stock date. Let's execute it again, and let me also just select from this table so you can see it side by side. So I'm just gonna select all from here, and then this is our second query here. Let me just expand this now and execute it again. So with this lag function, what it's doing is getting the previous, is giving you the previous value for each one of them. So for example, here for 6-1, there was no previous value because that is the first value, so it did not give you any value. And then for the second one, is giving you the value for 6-1. But here you notice it's giving you a value for 6-1 for a different symbol, because we have multiple symbols here and we have multiple dates here. So here 6-1 is also here, so it's actually giving you the previous price of Google. So it's actually not breaking it down by the symbol. So for that, what we can do is we want to break it down by symbol. We only want the previous value for that symbol. So we want to look at just this window, this window here, and then for Google, I just want to consider this window. So what I can do for that is I can just partition or break it down by our symbol here. So I can do partition by symbol. Now if I execute it, it's gonna break it down by symbol. So the previous day price on 6-1 for Apple was null, like there was no value, so it's gonna give null. For 6-2, it was 192.15. So for each one of them is giving you the previous value. So here, and then here is giving you the previous value. And then when a new symbol starts, since we are partitioning it by that, it's considering values only for that symbol. So here it's gonna give you null, and then here it's gonna give you the previous value, and then the previous value here. And similarly, we can also see like the next value. So I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it, and I'm just gonna change this lag with lead. It's the same syntax here, only this time it's gonna give you the next day value. So I'm gonna change it to next day price. Let's execute it now. So here you see it's giving you like the next price. So here the next price was 195 and the previous price was 192. And then for this row, since there's no next price, it's going to give you null because a new symbol starts after that. And same thing with Google. So here the first value, the previous value was null because this is the first value. The next value was 2879 here, and then the next value was 2860, And then finally for this one, there's no next value, so it's gonna give you null. I have this really useful function where I can get the previous value or the next value. So what I can do now is let me just copy this. I'm gonna say close price minus this previous value. This would be the delta, like change in price or delta. So I can say change in value. Let's execute it now. So here it's also going to give you like the change in value. So here the value is 195. Yesterday it was 192.15. So it's going to say the delta or the change in price is $3.45. So yeah, this is really helpful if you are doing any reporting or if you want to do any calculation based on either the next value or the previous value. So this can be very helpful in that scenario. If you found this helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you for watching.